gentlemen, boys and girls, stop what you're doing. Stop playing the game. Get off that iPad. Stop cooking for a second. If you're at the gym on a treadmill, pause the treadmill. Pause that set that you're in between. Because over here, it's just hoops. I'm Amari. This is Darion. How are you feeling, my brother? A lot of shaking of the head over there and stuff. What's going on?
Yeah, me personally, I'm not a fan of advocating the stopping of working out.
Oh,
You can, it's a podcast. Just turn it on while you walk in, keep it pushing. You ain't got to stop what you're doing, but make sure you press play.
all right, whatever. So how you doing, my brother?
Uh, I'm doing good. No complaints. Do have a headache right now. Had a headache all day. Had to work this morning, but I'm alive. Nothing to complain about. How about yourself?
Bro, that's real. Yeah, 6 a.m. shift. I know you told me.
Yeah,
That's
man.
tough. But yeah, man, feeling good. Staying cool. This heat wave that's going on in the Midwest. That humidity is crazy. Had
Yeah.
training this morning. After that, went ahead, locked it in. Went to CVS, got a little car freshener. That's my only errand for the day. So went ahead and knocked that out early. So now I'm just chilling in the crib. But yeah, man, eventful Sunday. Well, first of all, actually, let's back up. Saturday, we drop our first game of the season.
Uh,
We dropped our first game of the season 2-0
mhm.
to a team from West Virginia, West Virginia United. Um, Crazy goal in this game. One of their players scored from beyond half field. Like, I mean, we lost the ball. I wasn't in the game yet. We lost the ball. Pass, touch. Dude just let it rip. And I mean, right when he hit it, I'm looking at it on the bench. I'm like, hold on, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. And it looked good. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like that's one of the craziest goals I've ever seen in person, like ever. So that was insane. But it was a good reality check for us. Hadn't really faced we had faced adversity during the season, but hadn't taken that L actually, and it just felt like the whole game. It was like, all right, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. Like it's gonna happen. Like it always happens. So that was a good reality check for us. Luckily, no damage done. The team that was below us lost, so we still 5 points ahead in the division with 3 games left. So yeah, good little wake up call for us, but no damage done.
Yeah, half field shot. That's so rare. Like I don't think you ever really see that happen. And I think if it is shot, like you said, it just looks good. And I think that shot is either going in or it's like way off. There's no in
Yeah,
between.
yeah,
But
yeah, bro. That was insane. I'm not gonna lie. And that
yeah,
that same guy actually drew a PK against. He had a crazy run. Started at like half field. Um, got past one, got past two, got past both of them at the same time. Then drew the PK. So that was pretty crazy. He had the game of his life. But yeah, everybody got a ball when they played Fort Wayne. That was the biggest game of their season. They out of the playoff race, but they celebrated it like they won. The championship. Um, for the first game in a while, or even at all, I think I don't know for sure, but I know at least first game in a long time that Fort Wayne has lost at home. So that was a big deal. Um, I'm saying Fort Wayne like I'm not on the team. Uh, but yeah, that was a big deal. But big bounce back game Wednesday. We play in Columbus, so big game for us Wednesday to get back on track and get ready for the postseason.
yeah. Losses are important. Shows what your team's made of, how you can.
Builds character,
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, of course you hate to lose, but it has to happen. It's part of the game.
right?
So like you said, I will be expecting to hear from you about this bounce back. Hopefully it's in good fashion.
Yeah, bro. That the team that we play actually is the team that beat the team that was right behind us. So yeah, one of the hottest teams in the league. Our coach said he mentioned earlier, coming off 2 wins, one in West Virginia against the team we just played, and then the other one against the second best team in our division. So yeah, big one Wednesday. Hopefully, I get some more burn. Hopefully, we get the job done and get the win. But yeah, on to Sunday. On to Sunday. Before we hop into Game 7, I want to talk about Love Island.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Want to talk about Love Island, man. Started off the episode, uh, end of the night before, you know. How did you feel about the Huda and TJ situation beforehand, before they even had the conversation?
I feel like she was embarrassing herself. With the first conversation they had in Soul Ties. It wasn't natural. It was very forced. And that's what happens when you try to, first day on the island, you think you found your person. You don't know how to talk to other people. And like with Pepe especially, then you're forced to force yourself into situations that are already established. And it's just awkward at that point.
Yeah,
Um, but that whole situation was just awkward. But TJ, nice guy, made her tea in the morning, kept it cordial, kept it pushing.
right. Hey, W man.
W Vance, he went about it the right way. He sat her down, talked to her.
Yep, got it
You
done
know,
early, then lead
yeah,
her on.
made sure she understood where he was coming from.
Yep,
It wasn't rude about it. Nothing. He did it the right way.
for
Respect
sure.
him for that. And I mean, cast some more today. So hopefully she finds her person. I really don't know how she's still here, but I guess.
Bro, I low key I go to Twitter after every episode just so I can see what people saying, and they felt the same way I felt, bro. Um, one, bro, there was no way that I thought Hannah was getting voted off last night.
Yeah, Hannigan voted off was crazy.
That was crazy, and I don't like their reasoning for it. Shelly's reasoning that she was talking did not make any sense at all. Um, I forget how she worded it.
I remember she
Uh,
said something along the lines of, we wanted to pick somebody who's been out there
yeah,
and exploring.
yeah.
But like you said, it doesn't make sense. That's the point of the show.
Right. I don't get what that meant. But I mean they picked her. I thought that it should have been like an Amaya. Um or because after I felt like the reasoning would have been after two like failed situationships. Well, I mean not failed, I'm not gonna call it all situation failed, but uh, two situations that's not working. Uh maybe she's the person. Iris doesn't really have a connection, hasn't had a connection since she got in there.
I thought they were going Iris, uh, just because, like you said, no connection since she's been there. And I don't know. I think when it's all the girls, she's just there. Like she doesn't really talk.
Right,
She just is kind of there. So I thought they were gonna go that direction of because Shelly was preaching sisterhood and all that, and
right.
like, she doesn't really fit in.
And
Amaya,
then
I could say, Amaya talks to him and is the energy in that room with
they
them.
seem to be friends.
Yeah. But then I just Hannah, like Ace and Taylor said, I thought she was the last one to be picked up there.
Right.
But
Yeah, that was crazy. And then on the boys' side, I kind of expected it to be Jeremiah, but I did not want it to be Jeremiah.
yeah, that's
Uh,
a
go
lot of
ahead.
animosity from Ace and Nick towards Jeremiah.
For no reason, bro. I don't get why they're so disappointed with him. Like the Huda situation, yeah, he might have jumped into it quick, but like it's his life. Like, why
Right.
do y'all care so much? I mean, I feel like Ace for real, he get pressed, like super pressed
Yeah,
about it.
he'd be real bad, like
He'd
real
be
bad.
real mad. Like, yeah, like this is not your life, brother. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Casa more tonight. Um, yeah, hopefully some drama stirs up. Ready for the negativity.
I don't even know what's about to happen. This is about to be crazy.
Yeah, this could be one of the crazy because like nobody's safe to me. Like Nick and Sierra kind of shaky. Taylor and Elandria. I think this could be where they like face their first like argument. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And like you remember last season? Did you see last season?
I stopped watching.
Cordell and Serena.
I knew he came back with a girl. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this could be one of them situations, but yeah, we'll see, bro. But on the other hand, Game 7 last night.
Hold on. Big thing before game seven.
What happened?
Um, my guy's sitting at Fanatics doing an interview, and then his Twitter started going crazy.
Uh, I mean, you want to talk about that first? My fault.
I thought we just go chronological.
Oh, you right, you right. So midday Sunday, actually beginning of the day Sunday.
I say, yeah, that was morning, really.
Yeah,
I don't think it was noon yet.
early morning. Um, I I'm on the phone with Darion. He tells me Kevin Durant has been traded to the Rockets. I said, stop lying. Go to Instagram. Kevin Durant has been traded to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and the 10th overall pick. What were your initial thoughts about this trade?
I don't know. I think it's hard. I think it favors KD. Being 37, 38, you want to win. You're about to retire. You just want to go to the best team available that wants you as well and to get a ring. For the Rockets, you give up your second, a player you drafted second overall, and yeah, he had a bad playoff this year, but I don't know. I don't think you give up a piece that you pick up second overall, especially for a player who's only gonna give you 1, 2 years max, and then Dylan Brooks and a 10th. The 10th pick really hurts because that's a lottery pick there. Dylan Brooks is like, okay, whatever. But in the long run, I think it will hurt the Rockets more than it hurts the Suns. The Suns now have three shooting guards. I don't know what direction they're going to go in with that. There was talks that they were trying to move Jalen Green again. Didn't really want him there. Don't really need him when you have D-Book and Beal. Um, but they're also talking about moving Beal now as well. So I don't know. I think I'll assess this trade once they figure out what they're doing with that situation.
So initially, you think the Rockets overpaid?
It's hard to say because I mean that is Kevin Durant. Has an average under 25 in 11 seasons. He's gonna help your team. He's a vet. He's won before. So I can't say underpaid or
11
overpaid
seasons
or not 11 since
since
his
his
rookie
rookie
year.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead.
So I wouldn't say overpaid, but it's always a tough position when you're trading for an old vet. You got to give up a young piece for him. Um, so I mean, of that team, I do think Jalen Green was the best young option for them to give up.
Yeah, for me, I think I like this trade for the Rockets. You trade away your star, Jalen Green, for a guy in Kevin Durant. Jalen Green was supposed to be your bucket getter, and he's
Right.
shown that he's not consistent with it. And you get Kevin Durant. I mean, even though he's not under contract for a long time, he won't be there for a long time. I feel like with this team now, the Rockets go into contention, and they have a guy that they can consistently rely on. That's all that they were missing in this playoffs. A guy that can consistently go out and get them like buckets. Now you do have to replace the defense of Dylan Brooks, but I mean you have a Min Thompson, uh, you have Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, long wings, so I think that they go make moves in free agency still. I think they need another point guard.
Yeah.
Uh, Freddie was very good defensively this playoffs actually. Um, I mean on both sides of the ball actually. Freddie was really good for them. But natural regression probably takes place for Freddie. So I think they need another point guard, and you go get another good defensive wing. For the Suns, I honestly don't mind this trade because here's the thing, right? Obviously they are looking to still trade one of the shooting guards. You have three shooting guards on the roster, but I don't think there was any trade that they were going to do that puts them into any realm of contention,
Right.
right? So they're still out of contention. You get the 10th overall pick, which is a very good pick, lottery pick. Jalen Green, I don't know how he fits into their future, but it's a good asset to have, even if you want to trade him down the line. I think that they could run a lineup that's pretty exciting next year that still keeps them honestly in the same realm that they're at. And you have 1 year left of Bradley Beal, even if they don't have a answer to trade him. After that money frees up next season, you can go make moves in free agency depending on what the team looks like. I feel like this is a year for them that they can get a feel for their roster, see who they want to really keep, who they want to build with long term, and who's a trade asset. So I feel like this is a filler year for the Suns that could still be exciting, right? I'm looking at a lineup of possibly like if even if they don't sign another point guard, you could run Devin Booker at the one, Jalen Green at the two. You go draft a wing.
Hmm.
I would like a Carter Bryant here.
Hmm.
Noah Senge, you know what I mean? So some type of wing. You go draft a wing, play him alongside Ryan Dunn, a good, long defensive wing. You have a young big and what's buddy's name? I can't remember, but his has a difficult name. It's like it starts with a U. His
Hmm.
last name. He's
Yeah,
22 years
yeah.
old. I can't pronounce his name. But also Nick Richards is there. So I mean, you have an exciting team. You have an exciting team there with a mix of youth and win right now. Obviously, I don't think they want to give up Devin Booker, but I don't mind this trade for the Suns.
Well, first, I want to touch on the Rockets. Jabari about to train under KD. That's
He
about
could be, yeah, 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 yeah.
that's gonna lead to something good in the future for them. But back to the Spurs, or not the Spurs, the Suns. I think you keep Jalen Green, like you said. Bradley Beal, 1 year left. You know you're done with Brad. So I think you keep Jalen Green, and if you can move Brad now, move him. If not, just thug it out, and like you said, use that money elsewhere once he's gone. But we've seen it with a lot of young players. We've seen the Shea trade for Paul George, and look what Shea has become now after being traded so young. Haliburton, he got traded young to the Pacers. These trades, they spark a motivation in these young players, and I don't, it just lights that fire in them. And I think this could be another situation. I think the Suns should hang on to somebody like that. And you compare them with Book, let them train under Book. I don't really see them losing any value or anything with having Jalen Green on their team.
Yeah, and I mean, even if later, I mean, this is a lot of money for what I'm about to say, but even like down the stretch, you say 2 years from now, the Suns have built a team around Devin Booker. These young pieces have grown into ready to contend. Jalen Green as a six man doesn't sound too bad. I mean, obviously that's a lot of money, but Jalen Green is the mold of a really good six man. You look at like Jordan Poole for the Warriors, what he was doing for the Warriors. Obviously, Jordan Poole was a better playmaker. I mean, you could say more of a point guard than a two, but I mean, he's a bucket,
Yeah.
and Jalen Green can be that for a championship contending team.
Yeah, it's just hard with young players, especially coming from a team where they are the one option and, get into trying to get them to that 6 man role. It's the ego thing at that point. But I could see that happening as well. Hopefully, if something like that were to happen, he wouldn't let his pride and ego get in the way, and he would be doing it for the game and trying to help his team out.
Yeah, yeah. I hope the Suns, draft well at 10. Don't waste this pick. Um,
Please don't waste this pick.
please don't waste this pick. The Rockets. I mean, you got Kevin Durant. Amen Thompson is there to run the two now. Jabari Smith or Tari Eason can start. Single, you kept Sengun in the trade, even though it was rumored that he could be part of a package for like a Giannis or Durant. So yeah, go sign another point guard. I think go get another wing in free agency and let it rock.
Yeah, I mean, not even a wing really. I think just a guard. Still got because with Jabari still there off the bench.
Cam Whitmore is still there.
Cam
They didn't
Whip,
trade
yeah,
Cam Whitmore.
yeah.
Reed Shepard should be inserted into the rotation this year. Hopefully, get a little bit of minutes.
The Rockets might have won. They really didn't give up nothing. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, but I mean Dylan Brooks, Kevin Durant trade off. I
Yeah,
mean,
that,
Amen Thompson takes the ram of the starting two. So I mean, yeah, you give up number 10, which could be a good young piece, but they already got good young talent anyway.
right, right. I mean, yeah, it would. The 10 pick is nice. It would have just added to the young core, but I think going to get a vet is to a team like this. I think a vet is more detrimental and needed than another young piece.
Yeah, especially a guy that hasn't showed any signs of slowing down.
Right. He's going to give you 23 to 25 this season. Um, like I said, he's won before. He knows what it takes. And I mean, you got pieces that competed with the Warriors very well, and they're gonna pick up off his energy, pick up where they left off. The
Already
Rockets,
re-signed Steven Adams.
yeah, the Rockets
It was
about to
big for them. Yeah, so I mean the Rockets could be decent next year.
could definitely be decent.
Ime Udoka still great coach there. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the Rockets do this the rest of this offseason. And the Suns as well. So yeah, that's all I got for that trade talk. No other real trade rumors right now. Just loose stuff like LaMelo could be on the move, but nothing concrete. No real motion there. Giannis has the talks have slowed down. Don't
Yeah,
I don't know if he'll really get moved this offseason. So yeah. But later in the day, we can I get to it now?
you get to it.
Later in the day, game seven. I, I think we have to start here by talking about how the game started. Haliburton comes out hot um, early into the first quarter. He goes down. The ball rolls away. Thunder out on transition. He's down on the other end, beating the floor. You can see him. He's saying no, 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 no. And I mean that moment, bro, was just heartbreaking. Honestly, as a fan of just good basketball, bro, that was heartbreaking.
Bro, that 7 minutes at the start of the game, I just knew this is about to be it. This is game seven right here. This is what everybody wanted from a game seven. Allie, 9 points, three threes, talking to the crowd like this is game seven. This is the end.
Yes, yes,
Took one rip to the left, and as soon as he fell, I knew. I was like, oh no. And it honestly, it ruined the game for me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't enjoy watching the rest of the game after that because I just knew like their run that they had, how much this meant. He's playing through a calf injury for this team. He's giving it his all, and for that to happen 7 minutes into the game, that's just
yeah,
it just hurts. And like you said, not even as a fan of either of these teams, just as a basketball fan.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, what really is tough is he was in a lose either way.
Yeah.
He doesn't play, and people say, "Oh, this is game seven. You have to be out there for your team. I don't care what your injury is. If you can walk, you can play this and that." Isaiah Thomas played through this and that back in the day, like you know. And then he does play. He tears his Achilles. He's out for 10 months now. I mean, misses basically the whole entire season next year. We knew because of what we saw with Kevin Durant back in 2019, trying to play through the calf strain, what it could lead to with the torn Achilles,
Mhm.
and and still knowing all that, if he didn't play, people would say that he's soft and this and that, and now he does play, and this happens. It's tragic, bro.
It is. It is. I mean, as an athlete, it's never, you're never in a win position unless you win the game. Like that's the only way you could be in the win position. Um, and I don't know. Obviously, no, you don't. He's hurt. You don't want him to play because, you're thinking about longevity of his career and all that. But what athlete growing up playing basketball doesn't want to play in the game seven of the NBA Finals?
Real.
That's like the basketball dream. That's the dream right there. Game
Mhm.
seven.
Yeah,
So regardless of what he was going through, he was going out there. There wasn't really no stopping that.
yeah, bro. I mean, I right when I saw that replay, I knew what to look for because I saw the pop in Durant's leg.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what to look for, and I was watching the replay, and I could see the pop, and I knew exactly what the injury was. And yeah, it was a bad start to the night. I was still, I mean, it didn't completely ruin it for me just because it was Game Seven, and I knew that the Pacers were not going to quit. Um, so I mean, I was still like the first half was great. A lot of great defense. Both teams playing desperation basketball as we would assume in a game seven. The Pacers showing no signs of letting up. The Thunder, big time shot making from Shai a lot of times. And it looked like it was going to be a dogfight. Then the third quarter comes around. Thunder defense. The Thunder show why they're the best team in the league. That defense was crazy.
Yeah. No, they was locking up. Uh, the second half, they just, I mean, second half they look like a whole new team, really. We saw that number one defense in the league come out, and they were just hot. We had Lou Dort hitting half court threes, uh, J Dub getting what he wanted, Chet defending the rim, no inside buckets. You know, third quarter, third quarter put the icing on the cake for this team. And if the Pacers didn't have TJ McConnell, it would have been super ugly.
Hey, before I get to TJ, I want to. You said Chet was a liability for them on offense, and yes, he might have been slow on offense, but he showed why he got to be
He
out there on the floor.
showed up. I'm so
He
happy.
showed why he needed to be out there on the floor. That defensive versatility, the rim protection. I mean, him having to switch on to guards and hold his own. So I mean, he showed why he needed to be out there on the floor. Big time game setting performance from him defensively. But yeah, TJ McConnell single handedly kept the Pacers in the game. I mean, the third quarter was all TJ McConnell. I was wondering when he was going to come alive. You know, the first half he wasn't really that much of a factor in the game until the third quarter when he came in and just started hitting them little middies, getting to the rim, just being a problem. And he scored basically almost all of the Pacers' point in the third quarter.
That's insane that he single-handedly kept them in his game and literally was the only Pacers player to score like in an 8 minute stretch in the third quarter.
Yeah,
Like
this has to be talked about for a long time. Like TJ McConnell 2025 NBA Finals. Like people are still talking about Matthew Dellavedova and when he was, running around guarding Steph. So hopefully TJ McConnell, this is not forgotten. Hopefully the whole Pacers run is not forgotten.
yeah.
Incredible run for the Pacers. Hopefully, I mean, it's going to be tough, especially with Haliburton missing a whole season next year. It's going to be tough for them to get back to this point anytime soon. You look 2 years into the future, you have no idea what the roster looks like then. Um, so yeah, hopefully the Pacers can keep it together and get back to this point sometime soon. But let's talk more about the Thunder. I mean, they are the team that won the championship. We've talked a lot about the Pacers. How about Shai's playmaking this game?
Yeah, 12 assists. I mean, it just looked natural. Like it didn't look, I don't know. We seen what game was it? Game four when he had 35 no assists? Or was that game
I
three?
forget what game it was.
Well, one of those games. Like that game was a lot of I'm a force and get mine and everything else would just happen. But this game, yeah, he shot 27 shots, but it was a natural 27. He wasn't forcing, he was looking pass first, and then if it's not there, then I'll go get mine. And I think that's more of his game. I'd say he's a true point guard. He likes to get his teammates involved early, and then if that's not there, I know I have the ability to create on my own, so I can go do that. But I mean, our offense is always going to work better when your point guard is be able to swing the rock and create plays and 12 assists as your one with 29 points. That's great. That's a great game.
Yeah, yeah, great from him. Excellent reading of the defense. We saw him the way that the Pacers defended their pick and roll with Shea and Hartenstein, and then he kept finding the open shooters with Caruso, Casey Wallace, Lou Dort. So yeah, he was really good this game and not forcing anything. And you would think that this will be the game that he would force stuff. Would
Right.
it be in Game 7? Feel like he has to play hero ball, but yeah, that showed real maturity and real wanting to win from Shea. His ability to pass the ball and get others involved.
Before we get off of Shea, though, good game and all that. 8 for 27.
Hey, hey, the thing is, right? He gonna get his some way or another. I mean, the shot would definitely. I mean, it wasn't falling,
It was
but like, it didn't even feel like in the game he was 8 for 27.
no. That's what Shea. We've said this about Luca too, though. Like they'll give you a 30 ball, whatever, but they'll shoot horribly from the field, and you would never know.
Yeah, you don't even. It doesn't even seem like that during the game.
That's I just saw that number. I was like, that's wild. But
Yeah, yeah. How many free throws he have last night?
12, 11 for 12.
Yeah, yeah. Right when I opened Twitter yesterday during the game, somebody had a picture of,
Of course.
Turned to the game, and this is the first thing I see. We see these every game, but yeah, it was a good, mature performance from him. OKC well rounded game. Casey Wallace and Alex Caruso hit a lot of big threes. The Thunder defense came and showed up in the second half, and the Pacers, hey, that fourth quarter run had me like, hold on now.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought they were about to do what the Pacers do best.
Hey, I was like, wait a minute. I mean, I had the game like after the third quarter. I turned the volume down on the game, and I kind of started to do other stuff and kind of just keep my eye on it. And
Right.
then I kept looking back, and I got more and more interested into this fourth quarter. And then I ended up turning the volume all the way back up. It was actually locked in for the final like 7 6 7 minutes.
No, yeah, I did the same thing. I had it on my iPad and then like started the fourth quarter, I went and laid down, but my iPad was still on.
Yeah, yeah. I went laid down.
I laid down, I had to work, but then I like looked over, it was like 10, it was like 10 points. I was like, hold on.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they got to 9.
Yeah,
It was like 7 or 9.
Benedict was just coming down, getting to the rack.
Get into the rack. And it
And
was some questionable foul calls for sure.
yeah,
But hey, that's the best he's who's who since what was that, game 4?
yeah, game four was the
Game 3, game 3. Game
game
3.
three
Game
was the
4
bench
was when he
game.
missed the
Game
free
four was
throws.
Shai. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, and looking back, bro, imagine they win game 4. They go up 3-1, and you just have to win one of the next 3 games. I mean, that's a big swing. That's a big swing in the series.
Yeah, but I mean, on the contrary, what if the Thunder don't blow game one? Then it's like, what position or does it even go seven? It might stop
Yeah.
at five.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man, it was a lot of things that could have went differently this series. And speaking of, that we talked a little bit before about how people were calling the championship a fluke already. Um, Thoughts about that?
I'm not with this whole, not even just this year. Every year, it's a fluke. It's a fluke. Like, what do we need for it not to be a fluke? Yes,
Injuries are a part of the game. I
injuries
mean,
happen. Every
it's
sport
not
happens.
their fault that they got hurt, that their opponents got hurt. And
They
and this was the only series that there was a injury to a like star player.
and it was in game seven.
Right, right. And they won 68 games on the season. Best defense in the league. They were not here by accident. They
Right.
took down Jokic and company. I mean, the best player in the world. They took them down. Uh, who else did they take? The Grizzlies. Took
Grizzlies.
down the Grizzlies. I mean, Western Conference Finals took down the Timberwolves, who looked like a really good team. No injuries. So I mean, they deserve this championship. For me, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Thunder are the NBA champions. There's no fluke about it.
Yeah, absolutely no fluke. I don't even know how that's in conversation. But like you said, best defense in the league. You win 68 games. You're not here by accident. You know what it takes to get here. And I don't know. The media, I'm really just tired of it, bro. Like they'll just never be satisfied.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And people still complain about the NBA Finals and this and that, but they tuned in for Game 7.
Right. Most viewed since 2019,
Right, right, right.
but then you can say the ring's not deserved. Come on, pick a side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all I got for Game 7 talk. Congrats to the OKC Thunder. You got anything else you want to hit on the game?
Um, No, not really on the game in particular. I guess I'll add Caruso was a great addition for this team. Um, that locker room vet presence is just so necessary when it comes to a title run. And Caruso was that. He's a difference maker. That's about it.
Hey, kudos to Sam Presti because after last season, he could have went and made a big time deal. Obviously, they have like 140 first round picks or
Right.
picks total over the next five years. He could have went out and made a big splash. Yeah, that's crazy. Could have went out and made a huge splash and went and got a superstar. But he brought in Hartenstein, brought in Caruso, kept the core together, and trusted that these guys could get it done. And they still have all of these picks and stuff that they're gonna have to do something with. They can't draft every single one of these picks. So it'll be exciting to see what they do in the future. But shout out to him for not blowing it up last year and trusting the process.
Cannot believe the Clippers. They gave up. their life for Paul George.
Yeah,
And
and it didn't work out. Poor Clippers fans, bro.
yeah, I'm sorry for you, but that's all I got.
Yeah, man. Last but not least, before we get out of here, late Mari's question of the day. We'll do at the end of the episode today. I saw this graphic about role players. It's a role player 5-on-5, but this is not really our era. So I was thinking that like if there's players that we're not really familiar with, like in obviously we should know every one of these players, but not really familiar with their game, we could substitute it out for like a our era role player. Try to find a substitute. All right. So team one, Mike Bibby,
Okay.
Michael Redd,
Okay.
Tayshaun Prince,
Okay.
Zebo, Zach Randolph,
A guy.
Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
Team two, I mean, at this point, this guy wasn't even a role player. Deron Williams, Jason Terry, Rashard Lewis, Elton Brand, Marcus Camby.
Them
Is there
pick.
anybody? Is there anybody you want to substitute?
Um, the first player you said on the second team.
Deron Williams,
Oh, I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking. Yeah.
boy.
I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking. Yeah. Ooh, role player for him is crazy, but
I mean, I wouldn't say role. These are just guys that like weren't superstars, but
right, right.
really good. You know what I mean?
Uh, mm, I like both these teams. The first team's front court nice. Zebo and Mark.
Bro, I think defensively, the first team could be a problem with Mark, DPOY winner, Tayshaun Prince. I don't even remember if Zach Randolph was a good defender. That's just like a big body. You know
I
what I
say
mean?
I don't think he was like anything special, but I mean that's Zebo, and he's not afraid to hit you. You know, he told DeMarcus Cousins.
Hey, right. This is a tough call for me. I don't really know.
I don't know either. Like this, it could go either way. It really could.
2000s basketball is kind of like a dead era for me. I don't like there's so many years in that decade where I'm unfamiliar with. This is like the least familiar I'm with the decade of basketball for some reason. Like 90s, I'm more familiar with 90s and 80s than I am with 2000s.
That
Even even pushing 70s.
wow. Who was the starting point guard for the first team?
Mike Bibby,
Bib.
all in their prime.
I like Bibby's game.
Michael Redd here,
Yeah,
flamethrower.
I might have to go team one. I think, like you said, defense, they could definitely be a problem.
But then again, we talk about defense. Team two has Marcus Camby.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know. I think, oh, I don't know.
This
This
is really tough.
this is tough.
This is kind of like an even game. Here's what I'm gonna say: the best player here in their prime is D. Will,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Rashard Lewis, two-time All-Star, probably the best shooter here. I would think. I don't know. Marcus Camby, four-time block champion. Uh, I think he won multiple DPOIs. I know for one for sure. I think that team is a little better all around. I pulled up Michael Redd's him shooting from three. He shot 40% a couple of times, but not the amount of attempts that Rashard Lewis was put up a game.
Right.
Rashard Lewis had a season where he put up seven a game, shot almost 40%.
Mm. Yeah, that's a real flamethrower.
Jason Terry can shoot the basketball.
Yeah, that second team might have an edge.
Mike Bibby was really good, but he was never D Will level.
Yeah, I like Baby's game, but D Will was special.
I think in their prime, Elton Brand and Zebo probably are about similar.
Yeah.
Elton Brand was an all-star.
Elton might give you a little bit more than Zebo offensively.
I think he was an all-star twice. Tayshaun Prince, strictly defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go team two.
I think, yeah, team two, that just that slight edge of the well-rounded players
Right.
would, I mean, it'll favor them when I think that game would be very close, come down to the wire, but
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it would favor them. Crunch
I'm
time,
gonna I'm gonna try and like in my free time build another one of these with like our generation players,
that'd be good.
like
Yeah.
2010s. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that for next episode. But yeah, you got anything else for today?
No, I mean, my words of wisdom. Today we got you can't live with a new life with an old mindset. You gotta be willing to accept new in and be willing and knowing that a new opportunity will take place and you have to be able to leave the past to move forward in the future.
That's real. Hey, love it every day, man. Look forward to words of wisdom, bro.
Appreciate that. I hope everybody out there looks forward to it as well.
Yeah, man. Congrats to the Thunder once again. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Go check out the content that we still dropping on Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. We need the views. We need the followers. Go drop follows. Important people are actually looking at our profiles right now.
Facts,
Reviewing
facts,
us for
facts.
some important stuff. So if y'all want better content, we need y'all to follow, leave like, subscribe, get our counts up. But yeah, that's it for today. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.